Hello, beautiful world. I am so happy to present Perma Blend's Unstoppable Areola range from the Luxe line. It is REACH compliant and safe to use in the EU. You will love the 8 colours because you can work on all skin types. When mixing with the modifier, you can create so many different colours, turning warm colours cool and cool colours warm. This has been 2 years in the making to make it as perfect as possible for you. Every colour in this range has been named by my breast cancer clients as words that they have used to get them through breast cancer. So let's take a look. The first colour I would like to talk about is Power Through Peach. Here it is, and it is a beautiful colour for a Fitzpatrick 1 and 2, and you can use it for the outside edge of the areola. So let me do a quick draw down so you can see how beautiful the colours are. This pigment is warm and is just absolutely gorgeous. When you do a draw down, you can see all of the tones. And then I would like to just put a little drop in some water so you can just see how gorgeous it looks in this jar. That is Power Through Peach. The next colour I would like to share with you is Courageous Coral. It's a beautiful colour, again for the outside area of the areola, and I would say Fitzpatrick 2 and 3. So let me do a little draw down to just show you how beautiful this colour is. And you can just see the beautiful tones in this lovely pigment. Now I would like to put a little drop in my little jar of water just to show you how gorgeous Courageous Coral is. That's Courageous Coral. The next beautiful colour that I'm going to share with you is Unbeatable Brown. Here it is. And it is beautiful for the outside of the areola also. It is warm and it is good for Fitzpatrick 3 or 4. So let me do a little draw down to show you. You can see how gorgeous the warmth is in here. That's it on the draw down, and I'm just going to show you how gorgeous it looks when I drop it in a little jar of water. So that is Unbeatable Brown. The next colour I would love to share with you is Show Up Scarlet. Now this is a little bit different now because these are the colours that we are going to start using for the actual nipple part of the areola. Let me show you the centre, the nipple. So Show Up Scarlet is amazing because it is warm, it is beautiful, it is pinky, and it makes a gorgeous nipple colour for Fitzpatrick 1, 2 or 3. So let me do a draw down and show you. And you can see how beautiful Show Up Scarlet is when you do a draw down. Let me now put a little drop in my jar of water to show you how gorgeous it looks over here. How beautiful is that? And that is Show Up Scarlet. The next gorgeous colour I would like to share with you is Resilient Red. Resilient Red is also another pigment colour that we would use for a nipple, and it is better used for a Fitzpatrick 4, 5 and 6. It is warm, it is beautiful, it is strong. So let me do a little drawdown to show you. Gorgeous. And then I'm going to just put a little bit in the glass jar, just so that you can see how beautiful it looks when it's mixed with some water. That is Resilient Red. The next colour I want to share with you is Determined Dark Brown. And this is what makes this set so unique, is Determined Dark Brown is very cool, it's very dark, it's very, very powerful. This is going to be able to enable you to do all skin types, but you must never, ever, ever, ever use this neat without using an adjuster, which I will show you next. So this could be used for creating a nipple, or this could be used for creating the outside of the areola if you had a really dark skin tone. But again, you must put an adjuster with this because this is extremely powerful, and you want to make sure that your artwork doesn't come back too cool. So you must always put an adjuster with this pigment. So let me show you on a drawdown, and you can see just how cool this colour is. And then if I just pop a drop of this in the jar, you can just see the coldness in this colour. Look how beautiful, strong and powerful Determined Dark Brown is. The next colour I want to share with you is Outstanding Orange, and Outstanding Orange is what makes this set so unique. This orange is so powerful and strong and outstanding that this colour is going to really help you mix it with your Determined Dark Brown to create a beautiful, rich, warm brown colour. So Outstanding Orange is an adjuster and isn't to be used on its own, but I'm just going to show you how powerful Outstanding Orange is on a drawdown and how you can use this effortlessly as a modifier. And you can just check out how outstanding and powerful this orange is. And you can just see how mighty that colour is. So that is Outstanding Orange. The final colour I would love to share with you is Warrior White. Warrior White is beautiful for mixing with one of the areola colours or the nipple colours to tone it down, or Warrior White is amazing for highlights and ultra realism. And who wouldn't want a little bit of Warrior White placed on their areola to give it a little bit of pizzazz at the end of the treatment? So let me show you what Warrior White looks like on a drawdown. White. And then let me just pop a little bit of Warrior White into the glass jar just so that you can see. It's a beautiful, bright, pure white colour, and I absolutely love having some Warrior White to finish off an areola. I'm going to talk to you now about the two what we call modifiers, which is Outstanding Orange and Determined Dark Brown. Sometimes Determined Dark Brown, which is this one, and Outstanding Orange, Determined Dark Brown is extremely powerful. So I want to show you another way of being safer with your colours by using orange first and adding your Determined Dark Brown to it, so you can just keep grading until you get the beautiful warm colour that you need for a Fitzpatrick 5 and 6 areola. So we have outstanding orange and determined dark brown. So I'm going to put firstly a drop of outstanding orange down, and then I'm going to put a drop next to it, and then I'm going to put another drop next to it. Then I'm going to add, if I can, quarter of a drop into the second drop of orange, and then one big drop into the third drop of orange. Just to show you how, by understanding how many drops, you can create your bespoke colour for every individual. You have a whole range of colours here that you can create anything if you just get used and play with these colours. So let me give it a little mix, because everybody is unique, everybody has different tones, and it's not one colour fits all. By playing with these colours and understanding this, you will have so much versatility with your pigment range that you can serve everybody. So here is the orange drawdown, very bright. Now this is the orange, outstanding orange with determined darkest, a quarter. You can see the warmth come in. And then this final drawdown is 50-50 with the orange and the determined darkest brown, and you can see how lovely and warm, rich that colour comes. So by adding quarter to the orange, one whole drop to the orange, you now have a beautiful warm brown. I would just like to take a moment to just show you, by mixing a couple of pigments together, you can create so many beautiful tones with this range. So the first colour I'm going to show you how to mix with another colour is Power Through Peach. So if you remember, Power Through Peach is very pale, it's very light, it's perfect for Fitzpatrick 1. And I'm going to put a drop of it here, and then a couple of drops next to it. Then the colour we're going to use to mix with this is Show Up Scarlet. And then I'm going to show you what Power Through Peach looks like with a tiny bit of Show Up Scarlet in it. And you can just see how gorgeous that colour has changed from just adding a tiny drop of Show Up Scarlet. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about mixing Unbeatable Brown. So that's this colour here. So let me just put a drop of Unbeatable Brown by itself, then 2 drops of Unbeatable Brown with just a quarter, if you can get a quarter, just a quarter of darkest to show you the power of determined darkest brown. I'm going to give that a little mix. So you can see how beautifully warm Unbeatable Brown is. But actually, when I drag this pigment down with the determined darkest brown in it, you can see how it just starts to get cooler. It's not as orangey, which is amazing. So that's how you mix those two. And you can see now we have 2 completely different pigment colours just by adding a little bit of the modifier. Let's talk about Resilient Red, how we can create a beautiful, super natural nipple colour. So we are going to use our determined darkest brown, and we're just going to put 1 drop in with this Resilient Red, and you're going to see how gorgeous this colour looks by using the determined dark brown in with a bit of the Resilient Red. So you will see when I draw the Resilient Red down how strong and bright, and the colour is, it's beautiful, but sometimes it's not always a true colour for a Fitzpatrick 4, 5 and 6. So by adding a tiny bit, say quarter of a drop of your darkest, determined darkest brown, you can see that you can create a much more realistic nipple colour. So let's talk about determined dark brown. Determined dark brown is good for the areola or the nipple, but I hope you remember that you can't use this on its own. It is too strong, it is too powerful. So I'm going to show you how this strong cold colour can be much more warmer by adding some outstanding orange. And this is where you're going to make the most beautiful, rich brown areola colour. So I'm going to do 1 drop of the determined dark brown and 1 drop of determined dark brown the other side. So this is determined dark brown, and I'm going to be adding 1 drop of the outstanding orange just to show you how powerful outstanding orange is. I'm going to put 1 big drop there. I'm going to give it a little mix so it mixes together a little bit. And then I'm going to do a draw down. So if you look here, you can see how cold it is. But with 1 drop of outstanding orange, you can just see how the warmth has come back into that colour. And by mixing it 50-50, you create a warm areola. So you must always, 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 always mix orange with determined darkest brown. So I have given you a brief overview of the amazing colours in the Unstoppable Areola range, and you can see how beautiful they are here. You can play with these, that you can make so many unique colours, it's unbelievable. The end 3, the determined darkest brown, the outstanding orange and the warrior white are incredible to mix with any of these colours. And you are just going to absolutely love this pigment range because you can truly make all different tones, warm, cold, and you're just going to absolutely love working with this range. I'm so pleased to bring this to you, and I would absolutely love to hear how you feel about the Unstoppable Areola range. Go forth, play with it, and change lives.